Alright guys, welcome back. We have Sunday evening and we have the season 34 top 10 rating deck list that we will take a look at. But before we do this, and we have a nice surprise here in the list actually, the meta seems to be quite diverse. There is a big announcement coming tomorrow because tomorrow Decade will leak, or basically today, depending on your time zone, Decade will leak the entire pack for November. We have basically no information other than we will probably get the Gold Sarcophagus archetype from Infinite Forbidden as well as Legacy of Destruction. This is kind of hinted at, but we don't know any other cards. It's very likely that tomorrow or the day after we will also know about some of the rarity distributions, as Konami normally reveals them a few days before the next pack, and the next pack should be around, I don't know, Wednesday, Thursday next week. So this will be very interesting. We will see whether we will get Fiendsmith or whether it will, and this is what I predict, more of a boring pack. I'm predicting Melodious and then some other finisher archetypes so that we can continue on to Infinite Forbidden when it comes to the booster pack we are currently on. But we will see, and obviously your boy is going to make a video on that. So we have the season 34 top 10 rating deck list, and as I already said, there is a big surprise in my opinion here, and we could see the top player is firstly here, first place. We can't really read his name, but he's playing Ritual Beast, and Ritual Beast also on Untapped GG turns out to be a very successful deck. Not quite sure what this is. Noble Knight, Shield Bearer. If this card is normal or special summon, you can banish one light monster from a graveyard, draw one card. You can banish this card from your hand or field at one level 6 or lower Wind Beast monster from your deck to your hand. Okay, we are adding, is this an additional, not quite sure what this is doing actually. You can let me know in the comments if you are aware of why we are playing this. We are playing Dimension Shifter. If you don't expect a lot of Tenpai running around, then it definitely makes sense to play Dimension Shifter. Also Skill Drain, and very interesting because, yeah, we can go into this with a Contact Fusion. I guess we can put cards like the Ritual Beast Ulti Nochi Dragon on the field, which has 2/6 attack, 2/4 attack, or other cards that we can basically summon by banishing stuff from our graveyard. But very interesting here that he runs a Skill Drain. I mean, it's definitely nice against some deck. You can definitely Skill Drain the Tenpai player if they let you go first, and you can set a Skill Drain, and then you adjust. You can also find the Skill Drain with the Pot of Prosperity here. Very interesting tech choice. And then you just set the Skill Drain, hope that it doesn't get destroyed by a storm or something, and then flip it and basically win the game, honestly, because the Tenpai monsters aren't that big. Very interesting, good ideas here. Drone Lockbird, definitely a card that has been more prominent in the meta over the last few days and weeks. Yeah, interesting here. The Ritual Beast, if you can play this deck at a good level, we are only playing one Imperm here. If you can play this deck at a good level, then you can definitely really make this deck work. It's very strong. You do have to know a lot of different lines. If you don't know how to play it, you can check out my Ritual Beast guide in the top right corner. It will be linked there. There I am also linking to another YouTuber that has made basically every line. He has a combo for every line. You will, if you really want to learn a deck in depth, then Ritual Beast is your pick. We have second place here. There's a Tenpai list. No big surprise. I have also tried this Tenpai list. A lot of Tenpai lists running this Psyframe Gamma package. I don't really like it, but what I do like is that they're also playing the Axel Synchro together with the Baron de Fleur with this Gamma package here, because I think if you play the Gamma package, you should play this, because then if you go first and you use your Gamma against, I don't know, maybe MXC or something, which isn't even that bad against you, you can establish a Baron de Fleur for free, which is yeah, very, very strong. They are playing a lot of board breakers here, the Storm, the Duster, and we are playing Triple Nibiru. This I find very interesting, which means that probably this guy has not really faced a lot of Tenpai players in his way to second place, because why would you run Nibirus? Maybe you faced a lot of Ritual Beast players where the Nibiru is actually very good against. If they go for their standard line not expecting Nibiru, you can definitely stop them. Now that I see this again, there isn't even a Protoss here. Interesting. This is the rating first list without a Protoss. This is so crazy, because obviously with Protoss you can call fire and destroy the Tenpai. Interesting, very interesting. Other than that, nothing too fancy here with the Tenpai list. Obviously we were expecting this, right? You are playing the Striker Dragon and SP combo here. If you're wondering, you can go Striker Dragon with every base Dragon monster and then SP for the SP's effect. Then we have another Tenpai list here, a bit different. We are playing Triple Lightning Storm. Pot of Desire is definitely a risky card in my opinion if you get rid of your green dragons, for example, or your, I don't know, Chandras or your field spells. Can definitely hurt you, but obviously make the deck also more consistent. Once again, we are playing the Baron line here. Then again, we don't play the Excel Synchro Stardust Dragon, so I'm not quite sure how we even get into this Baron. I mean, I know how we get into the Baron, but it's definitely not with the Gamma. So I think if you want to play the Gamma package, also play the Excel Synchro Stardust Dragon. And interesting that there is no Magna Mood. I think Magna Mood is so great in here. And we have a Ghost Bell. Then we have the 4th place, and this is where I think it gets interesting because we are seeing Voiceless Voice, and spoiler alert, this is not the last Voiceless Voice list on here. We are playing the Spell Negate. I think this is very clever. Summon Limit also very nice against Tenpai, and Triple Solemn Judgment. This is a nice tag if you expect your opponent to let you go first a lot, so this guy was definitely expecting Tenpai a lot. You can also play There Can Be Only One, which definitely works well with your deck here, and works nice against Tenpai. Each player can only control one monster of each type, so one dragon, yeah. So this is nice against Tenpai. You can search it with the Pot of Prosperity. Yeah, this is why you want the pot. It's so insane to see the top 6 cards of your deck and then maybe find a good lock like this one here. So Voiceless Voice, definitely not bad, especially if they let you go first. Very interesting here. The list is kind of standard. We are playing the Nadir package. You don't really need to. And then also Tactics, because obviously this is the one weakness when, for example, you play against Tenpai and they hand trap you a lot, and yeah, one hander can definitely stop the deck. So for example, I don't know, Effect Veiler on the Diviner, and then you can continue your plays with the talents here. We don't have the list of the 5th player, unfortunately, but the 6th player is also playing Voices, and once again we are seeing the Summon Limit, which you can find via Pot of Prosperity, and once again There Can Be Only One. And these lists are basically kind of like the same. We are seeing here's a Gamma in here, and we are not playing the Baron line, but we are playing a Psy Frame Lord Gamma, which I think you can also make with 6 and 2. Yeah, you can make the Gamma and rip one card out of your opponent's hands. Very strong indeed. And we can see here's another Tenpai list with Red Reboot and the Super Poly line. Interesting, can also do this. We are once again playing the Baron of Fleur, but without an Excel Synchro Stardust Dragon. Once again, I would play it with an Excel Synchro and then cut the Black Rose Moolah Dragon, which I think is not really needed, especially if you have the Kyo belt. Here is the Magna Mood and the Shifter. Were the other Temper decks playing Shifter? No and no. I also think that's not that great, but it really depends on how many Temper decks you are facing. And here's another Ritual Beast list on the 8th place. No Protoss again, I think, and there can be only one. This seems to be the tech against Temper Skill. And again, I think that the player at the first position and this player have definitely spoken to each other. At least it looks like this. Very interesting that you can take Ritual Beast and yeah, have such a good end result on the ladder with it. But I really like this. You can let me know in the comments, what do you think? I really like decks that you can master. You can really put time in and then be rewarded by winning a lot. Then we have another Voiceless list here, once again with Judgments because of going first. This time around, no Summon Limits, or There Can Be Only One. Maybe they weren't aware of this pretty good tech, if you ask me. So we can see we really not at this place. I've seen this before, right? I was like 9th place Voiceless Voice, and I was like, where is Yubel? Where is Fire King? And here is the one Yubel list that we have. No Snake Eyes list, but don't get too comfy. If we get the Fiendsmith stuff, then you will definitely see Snake Eyes again. But yeah, here is the Yubel. I also think Yubel is kind of like a bit weaker. I'm not quite sure why. I can't really tell you why, but it's the case. But yeah, we are playing Solemn Judgment. This seems to be an established tech here. The new card Summon a Sorceress, which enables you to go into your place. Very nice here. But yeah, I think this looks cool, honestly. I mean, this is very diverse. There are a lot of different decks here, and Temper is definitely not the most dominant one. You can definitely take something like Ritual Beast, master it, and be good with it. You can take Voiceless Voice, which is a fan favorite deck, and yeah, and do well with that. So I think the meta, even though you are definitely seeing a lot of Temper opponents on the ladder, because a lot of people have invested into the deck, seems to be quite diverse. You can do well with a lot of different decks, also with some strange decks, not playing Protoss and stuff. So interesting here. Let me know in the comments what you think, and remember, tomorrow there will be the entire leaks for the November pack, so stay tuned. There will definitely be a video on the channel for you, obviously covering all of the new leaks. I wish you a great Sunday evening, and we will see each other tomorrow.